The first tune you just heard was a piece called Give It Up by a composer named Jerry Williams, and it was arranged by Andy Clark. It's just kind of a modern Latin jazz tune. It's kind of just to get us started. What we're going to do next is a definite contrast. We're going to do a ballad for you. It's a modern jazz ballad, just written a couple of years ago. It's called Once Upon a Time. On that last tune, you heard two soloists, Holton Boats on alto saxophone, Zach Mitchell on trumpet. This next tune has a lot of soloists. This tune is actually written to be a tenor saxophone solo with band accompaniment or a trombone solo with band accompaniment. We had so many students interested in playing a solo that not just tenor saxophone players and trombone players. We had students that would rewrite the trombone solo for their instrument, learning how to transpose, learning how to arrange things for their instrument and things. So we had so many that we just took the giant solo through the whole piece and we just chopped it up and we gave it to little groups. So there's a lot of solos on this tune. We'll get them to wave at you at the end for sure. But you'll hear lots of different small groups playing. This is Once Upon a Time. Jazz composer. He's probably the band leader. So we know in jazz music, the whole reason this whole thing got started and really caught on in a big way was because you had very energetic, very personable band leaders. People like Duke Ellington and Count Bassie, who it was, Count Bassie and his orchestra, or Duke Ellington and his orchestra. It was about a certain person, Louis Armstrong and his band. There are band leaders like that still around today. One of the leading jazz band leaders right now in the Los Angeles area is a guy named Goodwin. He has a group called Gordon Goodwin's Big Fat Band, and a lot of them are bivocational. They play in this big band, and they do gigs with the big band, and then on their other days of the week, they play on movie soundtracks as musicians, like session musicians. And so this is a Gordon Goodwin tune where he mixes military-style marching cadences in the drum set with kind of some funk rhythms. So we hope you enjoy A Few Good Men. The amount of fun that our rhythm section was having just now should be against the rules. All right, great job. Great job. A couple of soloists on that one. We had Zach Mitchell again on trumpet, Alexis Preston on trumpet back there, and then Duncan Rush up here on tenor saxophone. And then obviously Isaac Hayes back there on drum set had a lot of great stuff. Glad he showed up for drumline auditions today. All right, next up is a tune made famous by, it's been recorded many, many, many times, but it was made famous by Ray Charles. This is Let the Good Times Roll. Excellent. Our next tune also has been done by a ton of different artists. It's been around for quite a while. First time, it was really popularly recorded 1958. Peggy Lee did this, but nowadays you hear people like Michael Bublé and those kind of jazz singers doing that. And it's a really fun chart to play. This is called Fever. I mentioned earlier, jazz kind of caught on because of these famous band leaders. We're going to do a Count Bassie tune for you. Count Bassie, really, really great pianist and band leader and personality. One of the people responsible for actually exporting jazz, taking it overseas and things like that. Him and Duke Ellington. And so we're going to play a Count Bassie tune with one of the funnest names in jazz music. This is Blues in Haas Flat. Landers on trumpet. Alright, so one quick note about our next tune and our next conductor. So the next tune you're going to hear is a very, very, very famous piece of Latin music. And it has not just been played in jazz band environments. It's been played from it's been played and sung even by choirs, and it's been played by Yo-Yo Ma on the cello, and it's been played by all sorts of different instruments, but it does really sit quite well for jazz band. It was written by an Argentinian composer named Astor Piazzolla. He was an accordion player, a pianist, and he was really famous for writing a lot of the modern tunes that we have that are associated with the tango dance style. So when you think tango, a lot of those tunes actually are written all by the same guy. Now it's really cool if you've ever seen, you should look it up on YouTube later, watch some footage of him actually playing the stuff on accordion. It's really awesome. And having dancers out there in front to show you but this is a piece called Libertango, which means free dance or free tango. It's going to be conducted today by someone we've had with us and we've had a really great time with at the junior high for the last several weeks, Miss Meghan Miller, who's a music education intern. She's finishing up her degree at Auburn University. The best news is that she's going to be graduating on Sunday. She'll get to step foot off of the spring trip bus and that evening get to graduate from college, which will be awesome. So, Miss Miller and Libertango.
Thank
somehow, after like 6 weeks with me, she wants to teach middle school band. Who'd have thought? Yes, we've loved having Miss Miller with us. She's been a great help, especially because she's an outstanding clarinet player, and so that's been a great help to have for old trumpet player, band director guy. The next tune that we're going to play for you is a tune that we've actually done before here at the junior high. I try to get it in every couple of years so that everybody that comes through my jazz band program gets to play it, because Earth, Wind, and Fire, come on. And this actually has some special meaning because, as many of you know, in February of this year, Maurice White, who was the lead singer, kind of the band leader for Earth, Wind, and Fire, passed away. And so this one, for sure, when we've played at events at the school, we played a couple events at the school where we'll set up in front of the school and play for students as they get off the bus in the morning. It's one of the perks of being there at 7 a.m. We can set up and kind of just be wherever we need to be. It's pretty awesome. And most recently, I think the coolest gig, I think we all agree, the coolest gig that we got to do recently was getting to play a pep rally with the jazz band for our Special Olympians as they went to Special Olympics. It's awesome. So much fun. We had a big dance party in front of the school, and the teachers are the ones with the best moves, by the way. So this is a piece called Earth, Wind, and Fire Dance Mix. I think it probably could have a better title, but it includes 3 Earth, Wind, and Fire tunes. It includes Let's Groove, Boogie Wonderland, and Sing a Song. So we hope you enjoy Earth, Wind, and Fire Dance Mix. Okay. As I've said in many of these concerts, this is, before we play our last tune, this is the world's greatest way to start the day. Any of you are ever not doing anything at 7 a.m. on a school day, you're more than welcome to join us. What was great, and it's always an encouragement to me, was, teachers were getting like drafts of schedules for next year. And I got a little slip of paper in my box the other day that said, Mr. Wine's probable tentative schedule for next year, which is always encouraging. It has my name on it. It's great. Awesome, yeah. But what I think is the most exciting part about that is not only is, everything looking good for next year, but that jazz band is always the first thing on the list. That's always great. And so it's a great way to expand what your students are doing in their band programs. It's a great extension. This is America's music, and it's our responsibility to keep it going. We have to keep kind of putting things into it. So this band keeps getting bigger and bigger, mostly because we're getting more and more bands at the high school, thanks to Mr. Crawford, which is awesome. But it means that we'll just have big jazz armies at the junior high forever, and I'm okay with that. It's great. Just sign them all up for marching band. All right. This last tune that we're going to do is a brand new tune, really, really new. I don't know how many of you like late night talk shows. But if you do, you might have noticed that one of the late night talk shows is Late Night with Stephen Colbert. It's a nice and funny show. And his band on that show, whether you like his show or not, his band is killer. They're awesome. Absolutely outstanding band. They're called a band called Stay Human. And their theme song for the band that they play a lot of times on the show is a tune called Humanism, because they're the band Stay Human, so it makes sense. And it's a brand new tune. When it was during spring break, I took a day and I went to Arts and I was rifling through brand new music that had just been published, and I was like, what is this tune? I had no idea, and I listened to it, and I was like, this would be coming with me. And passed out the first day, and I think it has become one of their favorites. So we hope you enjoy it. We hope you've enjoyed the Auburn Junior High School Jazz Band. One last thing before we go, and we play this last tune because it's a lot of fun. It's a very special year for me. There's a lot of really exciting stuff going on in the life of Mr. Wine, in case none of you have heard. Got some new additions to the family coming very soon, which is exciting. But along those lines, as I'm thinking about my children that are about to be here, I'm also thinking about my children, because my first 9th grade class is graduating this year. And it is a very intense feeling, and it's something that I can't really talk about for a very long period of time because it's a little bit weighty, but I'm so proud of all of them. I couldn't think of a better way to spend tonight after doing this than watching them play, and a lot of them it blows my mind how many of them are still in band, are still in marching band, are still doing this thing, and so that just, it warms my heart. They're doing so many great things, and I just can't brag on them enough. So I'm just honored to be a part of the journey. Yeah, just a road sign on the way to success. So we hope you enjoyed everything. We hope you enjoy Humanism.